What's good, guys? Got two updates here on the asaprocky situation abroad in Sweden. This article from CNN. Sweden drops investigation into alleged victim in asaprocky brawl. Alright, so let's see what this is all about. An investigation into the Swedish man allegedly involved in a brawl with U.S. rapper asaprocky has been dropped. The man's lawyer, Magnus Stromberg, told CNN. Stromberg said he had received written communication of this from the prosecutor, and while his client is relieved, this was not expected. He has been the subject of an assault, but he has not committed a crime. Alright, if anyone's watched the video of asaprocky being harassed by this person that this guy represented, you'll know ASAP really wasn't in the wrong. They tried to do pretty much everything they could to avoid a conflict, but it's almost like these guys were determined to get a reaction out of asaprocky and his team. So I think this lawyer right here is big capping. It's a lot of BS. This is asaprocky's lawyer, Slobodan Jovicic. The Swedish prosecution service has also confirmed to CNN that the investigation into the man has been discontinued and he is no longer suspected of any crime. Alright, that's absurd, because if you watch the asaprocky video of him and this guy, some girls come up to asaprocky and they tell Rocky how the same guy that was bothering ASAP was like harassing them earlier, even like smacking their asses and stuff. So like, this guy was just looking for trouble, and the fact that he got off, he's no longer suspected of any crime, is kind of just doesn't really add up. asaprocky was detained on July 3rd and is preparing to start his third week behind bars. Damn, it's been 3 weeks. He's accused of assault after his alleged involvement in the incident in Stockholm on June 3rd. The rapper's lawyer, Slobodan Jovicic, says he was defending himself after being assaulted and that his client is innocent. While Justin Bieber and the U.S. President Donald Trump are among the global figures to have called for the release of the 30-year-old rapper, authorities in Sweden say they will not be swayed by international pressure. The Swedish judicial system is completely independent and does not take into consideration outside pressure from politicians or others, a spokeswoman for the Swedish Prosecution Authority told CNN. One thing that people need to remember is G-Eazy was apprehended by the Swedish feds for something when he was in Sweden doing a concert, and he had some coke on him, I'm pretty sure. And so it was just like a basic drug charge, but he got out right away. It might have even been like a physical altercation involved. Because I remember when G-Eazy posted about the asaprocky situation, he was basically outlining how he was in similar circumstances and they let him out. So I think the Swedish judicial or the Swedish prosecution authority is just trying to cover up for what Sweden's doing, because it's obvious that they've messed up. And I don't think it's a bad strategy, because a lot of the time when you mess up and apologizing basically validates your opponents and says, yeah, you were right. So it almost can backfire. So I get what the strategy is, but yeah, Sweden's definitely taking an L right now. While Trump has offered to personally vouch for the 30-year-old rapper's bail, the bail system does not exist in Sweden. So Sweden doesn't even have bail. I wonder how that works then. Usually in the States, you get put in jail for a crime. You can get out on bail until your court date. So you don't have to spend like a month or two in jail until your court date. So in Sweden, they don't have bail. I wonder if you just never get out then until your court date. It's crazy. As Dennis Martinsson, a legal expert in Sweden, told CNN, if you know the Swedish legal system, you know that there's no bail system. Actually, the Swedish constitution prevents any minister, even the prime minister, getting involved or even saying something about an individual case. It will be up to the prosecutor, Daniel Sunesson, to decide by 4 a.m. Thursday whether asaprocky, whose real name is Rakim Mayers, should be released, charged, or kept in custody for longer. Alright, so hopefully on Thursday, which is tomorrow, Rocky will be getting out in the morning. At the heart of the investigation are videos posted by TMZ and others posted by the rapper of the brawl. Celebrities have also weighed in. Justin Bieber said on Twitter late Friday that he appreciated Trump lobbying Swedish authorities on behalf of the rapper. "I want my friend out," Bieber tweeted. "I appreciate you trying to help him, but while you're at it, real Donald Trump, can you let those kids out of the cages?" Ooh, got him. Referring to the, Bieber was referencing the ongoing situation at the U.S.-Mexico border, where some migrant children are being kept in detention centers. Trump has not responded. So the president's involvement in this case came at the request of celebrities and the First Lady, the latest incident in which star influence has swayed Trump to make certain decisions. Trump on Friday credited Melania with bringing ASAP plight to his attention. All right, shout out Melania. She was the one that brought it to his attention. That's what's up. The president added, "Many members of the African American community have called me friends of mine and said, 'Could you help me?' or 'Could you help?'" Trump has also revealed on Twitter that he spoke to Kanye West about the situation, and on Thursday, Kim Kardashian thanked Trump, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, and Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, for their efforts in trying to get ASAP released. Alright, so hopefully on Thursday we will find out what's up with ASAP. Now to go to this one. This is an article about Meek Mill speaking out on the ASAP decision, and basically how it could affect everyone else who's not ASAP Rocky. "In this world of unfairness, this can happen to anyone. It's even more sensitive for our race in America because we've been through so much. Ever since his arrest and subsequent imprisonment in Sweden earlier this month, ASAP Rocky, the Harlem rapper being held in Stockholm on assault charges, has become a cause for the music industry. Free ASAP Rocky hashtags have flooded social media, while a Change.org petition has received 600,000 signatures and been shared by Diddy, Justin Bieber, Tyler the Creator, Post Malone, among many others. The rapper and 2 associates were arrested by Swedish authorities on assault charges after getting into an altercation with a man in Stockholm on June 30th. Swedish authorities claim the man acted in self-defense and declined to charge him with the crime. Okay, this is absurd right here. I don't know why the Swedish authorities are claiming that the man acted in self-defense when he's the one instigating this whole situation. There's conspiracies or just kind of like theories out there that basically Sweden's had a lot of immigration from asylum-seeking countries, and people are saying that potentially the person who was bothering ASAP could be someone who was in there on asylum, and they don't want it to look bad on their system, like their political system, if they had someone seeking asylum committing a crime. So there's a theory that like that's why Sweden is acting this way and not going after that guy, because it would make them and their political policies look bad, right? Because they're bringing people in the country who are causing crime then. But who's to say that's true or not? It's just a theory. Their detainment began on July 5th, and ASAP Rocky's case has since skyrocketed from music crime story to international political and diplomatic event, with President Trump and Swedish Prime Minister discussing the rapper's arrest status. That's wild. Rapper Meek Mill knows painfully well what it's like to see your legal troubles transcend the hip-hop community into tabloid-ready mainstream news fodder. In late 2017, after getting arrested earlier in the year for popping wheelies on his dirt bike, the rapper was sentenced to 2 to 4 years in prison, in a years-long case that critics say highlighted egregious flaws in the criminal justice system, alongside inequalities with how persons of color are treated by the police and the courts. This is a quote from Meek Mill. "I went to prison for a fight in America the same way that ASAP Rocky did," the rapper told Rolling Stone, after signing his new record label deal with Jay-Z. Shout out to Meek, shout out to Jay. "I was in the airport, someone swung on a crew member, and we defended ourselves. When it was time to go to court, the judge revoked my probation and gave me 2 to 4 years in prison. It's all based on the same thing, not being treated fairly. Being a rapper is just a little bit harder because we have had a certain type of title." Meek referenced recent comments made by G-Eazy. That's what I was talking about earlier. who was also arrested in Sweden for assault. Okay, yeah, I was spot on. Assault and drug possession, but didn't face any jail time. All right, so G-Eazy did the exact same thing. He's white, but he got no consequence. This is the sad truth, G-Eazy wrote on Twitter. The difference between me and Rocky's treatment in Sweden brings to mind two concepts that disgustingly go hand in hand right now. White privilege and systemic racism. Let's call it what it is. He should not be behind bars right now. G-Eazy said he got caught with coke and assault. He went home. ASAP Rocky didn't go home, Meek says. The system is not 100% based on race, but it's a race issue. When you have someone blatantly following them, aggravating them, and putting hands on one of the members of his crew, they defended themselves. Things can just be unfair in the system, period, across the world. It was a terrible thing about it, he adds. This could be you tomorrow. That's why you should always keep an eye out, even if you're not black. I hope he gets out of the situation eventually, as soon as possible. In this world of unfairness, this can happen to anyone tomorrow. It's even more sensitive for our race in America because we've been through so much. On Thursday, the Swedish prosecution authority will decide if A$AP Rocky will be detained further, as calls for his release, including the rapper's congressman Adriano Espaillat, intensify. This incident serves as yet another example of the racially motivated focus and prejudices young men of color are subjected to around the world, said 5 House members in a joint statement. Asked what his message would be for A$AP Rocky, Meek Mill turns resolute. Stay strong. Keep your mental right. Don't be a victim. Don't let it happen to you. Let it happen for you. I took my situation and let it happen for me. Don't just be a victim of the situation. Alright, I really like what Meek Mill is saying here. This is just kind of good advice for Rocky, but also just for anyone, general life advice. Like, don't let it happen to you, let it happen for you. You know, they always say adversity breeds character. Like, it's just about having the mindset and framing bad shit that happens in your life. When something bad happens, think about like the lesson you're getting from it. And if it's just a hard time and you're not really learning anything from it, that hard time and going through that builds character in and of itself. You know, that's difficult. A lot of people don't have to do that their whole lives. And so when you do have those situations, don't just feel sorry for yourself and look inwards and feel like, oh, you're kind of helpless and you're a bum for this. Just stay strong and frame it in a positive light. It's kind of like looking at a glass half full or half empty. Everyone rides the bus of life every day, and you can choose to look out the window with the sunshine and the rainbows, or you can choose to look out the window with the clouds and the swamp. And it really just comes down to like, what kind of mindset do you want to have? Do you want to let stuff happen to you, or you want to let stuff happen for you? And you're just going to be more successful, have a more positive life, enjoy life more, have better energy if you let it happen for you. So on that note, we'll end this one. Hopefully ASAP is free tomorrow. Go ahead and subscribe if you guys want to see more of these videos. If you press thumbs up, that really does a lot to help this video get suggested more in the algorithms. YouTube's not suggesting my videos, so if you want to help support, definitely press thumbs up. I appreciate you guys watching. Have a blessed day. Thank you.